Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Epic Speed Driver from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Whiteley and welcome into your Golf Central update. Well, the PGA Tour is in McKinney, Texas for this week's Byron Nelson. So with more from TPC Craig Ranch, here is Kira K. Dixon.
Well, I ran into Bob Turner here at the clubhouse at TPC Craig Ranch. Bob is, of course, Hideki Matsuyama's interpreter and manager, and I caught up with him a little bit on what the last 4 weeks have been like, and he said for him, it's busier than ever. He's answering about 300 text messages, emails, calls a day, so certainly no signs of slowing down for the Masters champion. Now, usually when you win the Masters, you come home to a hero's welcome wherever that might be, and in Japan, that certainly would have been the case, but Hideki did not come home to those traditional airport pictures or anything like that. He went straight to a hotel room where he quarantined for 2 weeks, and he spent his time answering phone calls and media requests. He did get to see his wife and daughter briefly, and then once he was able to leave his quarantine, drove up to see his parents. He was presented with the Prime Minister's Award, which is similar to our Medal of Freedom, and is finally getting back to playing. He's not been able to practice that much, so over the last week, knocking off a bit of that rust. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on Hideki as he makes his first start back since the Masters. Somebody else who's making their first start back since the Masters is Jordan Spieth. The Dallas native told us earlier today that he has spent the last 3 weeks on vacation and also has been battling a bit of an illness.
Went on a vacation after the Masters. Then I was planning on playing Tampa, but I got sick, and so I was out for a little while because of that. And so then I've just been kind of the last week or so getting back into it. So yeah, it wasn't the plan, but glad to be back here. Got a lot of golf coming up, and I had played a lot, so the break might be a good thing.
You've been able to play during the break?
No, I wasn't for like 10 days or a couple weeks, but yeah, then just kind of started back up the last week or so.
Okay, and how's it feeling?
Yeah, good. I've only played 2 rounds since the Masters, so I got to hit some balls and stuff, but I think just kind of getting back in the swing of things, hitting shots off uneven lies into pins and stuff like that. We'll just kind of see where we're at this week. Okay,
and how much experience do you have on this golf course? We're here for the first time in this event, so just wondering how familiar you are with it.
I played Q School here. It's been like 9 years now, so not extremely familiar. And then I played it a little bit in junior golf, so it's a fun track to play. You can make some birdies out here if the wind's not blowing, and then when the wind blows, you really got to control the ball well off the tees and into these greens to be in kind of the right sections. They're bigger greens, but they play kind of effectively smaller. And so I think distance control on those approach shots are important, and I think that's probably the #1 key looking into next week too. So in that sense, I think it's kind of could be a good prep spot.
Okay, and for the Byron Nelson specifically as an event, you made your PGA Tour debut here. What are your emotional connections to coming back to the AT&T Byron Nelson?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I grew up going to, this event, from kind of parking at the old Cowboy Stadium and driving in with my dad and trying to get autographs to getting my first start when I was 16 and 17 out here. It's special. I mean, the Salesmanship Club has been nothing but phenomenal to my family, and I've loved playing it every year. I haven't had great success at this tournament. Actually, I think maybe my best finish was when I was 16.
It was.
But, with a golf course change, maybe I can kind of change my luck around here.
Jordan said that the zoysia grass out here at TPC Craig Ranch should hold up well under all the rain that we're having. Heavy rain Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday as well. Could lead to very soft conditions, some plugged lies or some mud balls, but that should all dissipate going into the weekend. Temperatures up in the 80s, so crossing our fingers for nice weather this weekend and some exciting play at the AT&T Byron Nelson.
Okay, so Kira talking with a couple of big hitters entering the week. Hideki Matsuyama will be teeing it up alongside defending champion Sung Kang, along with John Rahm, who is coming off a missed cut. That is at 1:44 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And as for Jordan Spieth, he tees things off at 12:33 p.m. Eastern, and it's the All-Texas grouping. He'll be paired with Scotty Scheffler from the University of Texas and Will Zalatoris, who grew up in Plano. And Will Zalatoris was one of the feel-good stories in Augusta, finishing second in his first Masters and climbing as high as 27th in the world. After missing the cut at Wells Fargo, Zalatoris gets to try again this week, close to home at the Byron Nelson, and he caught up with Kira too.
It's going to be fun. I mean, first time as a pro, obviously sleeping in my own bed, really exciting. I know I'm going to have a lot of friends and family. I've already been getting a text message from some buddies saying that they're going to be heckling me from the suites on 18, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I love Craig Ranch. I've played here in junior golf since I was 12 years old, so I'm really excited, obviously, for this week.
First time that the Byron Nelson will be at Craig Ranch. With all that experience that you've had over the years, what's your game plan and approach to playing this golf course?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big golf course. You need to hit it basically as far as you can. It's not that demanding off the tee. There's a couple of good tee shots out here, but it'll be a birdie fest this week if it's as soft as I think it's going to be. So, you know, take no prisoners. I mean, just absolutely send it this week and try to make as many birdies as you can.
Well, it's been it's 3 or 4 weeks now since the runner-up finish at the Masters. You said you hadn't seen Hideki since that moment, and you got to run into him in the parking lot earlier today. What was that conversation like?
Yeah, I honestly was kind of in my own world, and then I looked to my left and just kind of waved, and then, oh my God, it's Hideki. I hadn't seen him. I tried to say hi to him or tell him congrats after he won, but obviously he had a lot going on, so it just told him congrats. Making history for his country is incredible. The guy's an absolute grinder. It was just a matter of time that he won a major, and so obviously for me personally, I would have loved to have, you know, maybe finished a shot or two better, but it couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Of course. Well, speaking of your game, you had this pretty great cut streak going, about 8 months of making cuts, and then last week was probably not the week that you were wanting. What do you think was going on last week, and what are you working on as you come into the AT&T Byron Nelson?
Yeah, you know, it's just kind of a nice kick in the butt. I wasn't that far off. I just didn't do anything that great. You know, I did things fairly well and then just would kind of make some simple mistakes that I never make. So just kind of a good reminder to go back to basics and go back to what I've been doing for the past 2 years, and you know, kind of motivates me, especially coming back out here on a course I know well, and having those extra couple days since I'm going to play the next 4 weeks to kind of get ready, actually, I think is a blessing in disguise.
And another news, world number one Dustin Johnson has withdrawn from this week's AT&T Byron Nelson as he's experiencing discomfort in his surgically repaired left knee. DJ had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee back in September 2019, and we caught up with his coach Claude Harmon III on Golf Today.
You know, DJ said his knee's just been a little bit, you know, just that didn't feel right. So I think he had an MRI earlier in the week, and you know, the MRI was good, and I think he's just going to go with his trainer, Joey D, this week and just kind of go back through kind of all of the rehab protocols to kind of get it going. And it's just kind of a precautionary. I mean, he could have maybe gone to Dallas and stuff, but he's just going to try and rest it up this week. Obviously, with a major next week, he wants to be ready for that. And hopefully when he gets to Kiawah, he can, you know, be feeling a little better and be ready to go.